and welcome back for part 7 already. I hope you've had a lovely time making all of your butterflies for part 6. It's now time to continue this journey, and we're starting in round 46. This is a cow hosted by Sisters in Stitch in Yarn and Colours. It's a design by me, Crocheting K, or Kela, or K, or you know, whatever you want to call me really. I don't know if I need to go into that much information now before we get started. I'm just excited to start this new part. So that's 7, 8, 9, there's only 4 parts left, which is insane, which means we're more than halfway through, and yeah, we're getting there together. So let's do this. Let's start round 46. There we go, round 46. It asks you to bring forth your colour A, which is for me sunflower still. We're back to doing what we've done so many times prior to this throughout the pattern. We keep coming back to this little thing, and I think it's nice to repeat something that I think looks very, very pretty. You can see it's here all the time. So in this part we are chaining a lot, and we are making these 2 DC clusters all over the place. So basically I haven't, again, written a zillion times skip this many stitches and do this, that, the other. It will be quite logical. I will go through this with you, I think once. I don't think you need me twice. Yeah, I've already done one, so I could show you where we're going with this. And I'll just, do this one with you. So, if you look in your pattern, it says you will start making your corner behind any large cocoon around the second back post single crochet. So in between the 2 back post single crochets, it will be in between because you're doing it around the stitch. Okay, so that's where you're starting and doing your corner. Your corner is as simple as a half double crochet, chain 2, and then a half double crochet, and that's it. That's your corner done. So that means we're almost done. Now we are continuing in our chain from the previous round, and we're doing 13 half double crochets in this chain 10 space. Okay, so let's just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, and 13. Alright, so that was it. Not that difficult, and just pretty straightforward. Once we've done that, it does say, let's see, skip the next stitch, which is the single crochet. It says skip single crochet actually. And then we're doing a cluster, 3 clusters with 1 chain each in between around the next stitch. So again, it's around the stitch and not in the stitch. So you remember, you go in that stitch, we actually go around the 3rd loop on the back as well, making it around. So let's do first our 2 DC cluster, chain 1, make another cluster in the same spot. This you're very familiar with by now. I mean, we've done them so many times now, they're not really, can't even count them, can you? So that's 3 clusters with 1 single crochet in between. Okay, once we've done that, we're chaining 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, and now this is the point where we're actually skipping all of this, and it says in brackets, make a 2 DC cluster, chain 1, 2 DC cluster in chain 2 space. Okay, So we're going into this chain 2 space over here to make that cluster. All right, so let's do that. And we're actually just doing 2 clusters with a chain in between. Once they are done, we're doing another chain 2, okay, and making this same cluster here in the next chain 2 space. Okay. Like that. Now we are chaining 14, I think. No, is it 10? Let me check. No, it's 14. Chain 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Now we're slip stitching this in the 14th stitch in round 44. Now we're in round 46. This one in teak was round 45, and this yellow one here is our round 44. So we can just count our stitches: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 14. So we're stopping in the 14th, just slip stitching through that chain. Hold that stitch, slip stitching like that, okay, and then again we're doing 14 stitches. 1, 2 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. All right, this brings us to the next chain 2 place, and we're doing exactly what we did in the one that we've just been in. This is a very repetitive round in that sense that you know what you're going to do. Okay, so let's do those clusters again, shall we? 1 chain in between and another cluster in this chain 2 space, like that. We're chaining 2 and doing the same on the other side of that half double crochet. Like that, okay. Now for this bit, if you look at your pattern, it says chain 6, and then we're going into the chain 1 space, which is the one in the middle. So we're actually skipping these ones and these ones. I have not written that out, and I'm hoping that people will understand it anyways, because it's going to be mimicking obviously on the other side. So let's see if I've actually get into trouble for that one. We're chaining 6, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Okay, and now we're going into that middle bit here, and we're doing like we usually do the more traditional ones with the clusters. 1 cluster and chain 1, making another cluster like that, and chaining 2, then making our 3rd cluster, chaining 1, and the 4th cluster, like that. See, so mimicking what we've done here before. Another chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. All right, and we're going into the 3rd chain 2 space, which is then over here. All right, so we're skipping those 2, going into this 3rd here. I think I've written that it's in the 3rd one though, so it should be clear. So again, a little cluster, chain 1 and another cluster, chain 2, and do this cluster formation again. So it's very repetitive. Once you've done it, you'll know what to do the second time around, like that. Now again, we're chaining 14, and after that slip stitching in the 14th stitch around 44. So let's start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. let's go into that. Should be halfway because there's 28 of them, so that's why it's there. So just a slip stitch and then another chain 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And again, we're back to this spot where we're doing this cluster bit. You're getting the hang of that one now. It's one of those things that you don't want to. It's hard when you're doing these tutorials because now for me it's very obvious, obviously, that we're going into this and doing the same thing again. And I'm hoping it is for everyone else as well. Otherwise, it's not a very nice tutorial if you get confused. Like that, okay? And now, we're almost at the end. We're chaining 9 and going around and doing the last clusters around the last half double crochet, all right? That's what we're doing. Actually have a look at over here how it looks, because you see it goes there in that last half double and you leave that one stitch there because then it mimics on the other side as well, so it looks nice. So let's chain 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. And let's do that final cluster part, which is in that last half double crochet around that stitch, around the whole stitch. Okay, we're doing 3 clusters, 1 with a chain in between, and then 2 chain, and then the 3rd one, like that. Okay, once we've done that, we're skipping the last, the single crochet that we have, and then it's 13 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. And that means we're all the way down this repeat and finished with that. Okay, so you can see behind this, you won't actually see what you're doing over here, but you've got this little cluster looking out from behind the cocoon, and then these clusters, and this is going to be an exciting thing what we do here. I think it is. And yeah, so we're back to, yeah, we've already done round 46. Like, what's going on? That's 12 minutes. Come on. So I'll meet you back here for round 47. It's with colour C, and we're starting in the chain 2 of the corner. How surprising, right? We're doing corner to corner all the time. Anyways, see you guys back in just a sec. Hello and welcome back for round 44 of the butterfly effect. We are using colour C, girly pink for me, and this round is, I wouldn't say that tricky, but it does involve a few funny little things where you don't really know where it's going, and you might think, is she thinking correctly? And yeah, it is actually right. So I'll show you what it kind of looks like. If you see, you've got all these formations that are created here in these chain spaces, but also we're working around the chain spaces and creating this, which I think turned out really pretty. It's got this caged gold chain here, which I like. So I've done one side. Let's do the second one together, and let's just get started, shall we? Okay, I'm getting some yarn ready. Hope everyone's getting along fine with the cow. today we release part 3, which is really fun. But I still have a few hours before that happens, so I thought I have to get a move on. Okay, so let's start in the corner chain space that we have from previous round, which is a chain 2. We're doing 2 double crochets, chain 2, and then 2 double crochets. So nothing strange about that. It's nice to start things off a little bit easy and clear. So chain 2 and then 2 double crochets again. Like that. And now we're doing back post double crochets in the next 14 stitches, and we did 13 of these half double crochets over here, and including this one, that's 14. So let's get going. 1, and actually then don't have to count them because I counted them when I made them, so they should be correct. It's Friday today, and that means it's almost the weekend. But right now it's because we're rebuilding here at home, trying to get things ready for the baby to come and all of that as well. Just doing nothing is not really an option at the moment. Is going to a birthday party on Sunday, so actually I kind of have to make sure she gets a dress or something for that as well. So we might have to go shopping or something tomorrow, which is not really something we have time for. Plus the fact that right now outside it's so icy and icy cold, but it's dangerous to be walking outside if you're called K or if you're like 90. Or 80, 70 even. To be quite honest, I just spoke to a friend today and she saw this really young girl fall over because it's actually really dangerous outside. So, all ages, not just K and old ladies. But the thing is, I have this love for old ladies. We have so many in our house. And I feel sorry for them because I don't think that they can actually go outside at the moment. And I really don't like that because it's dangerous for them to walk outside. Anyways. Okay, so when we've done those 14, we're coming to this cluster bit, and this is just kind of a normal cluster situation we've got. It's a bit different when you get to the next one. So for this one, we're simply doing front post double crochet around the cluster, and then a double crochet in the chain. There's a repeat, so do that again because there's 3 of these little clusters, and then again in that chain. And then a front post double crochet around the last little cluster. So nothing strange about that. We've done that so many times now. Okay, so now we're coming to this chain, and this is where things straight away actually start becoming a little bit interesting, because this is what was this? A chain 9, I think, if I remember it correctly. And in this chain 9, we're going to fit in 8 double crochets. After that, we have to locate the 6th back post half double crochet from round 45, which is this one down here. We're placing a single crochet in there, chaining 2, and then jumping to the next stitch next to it, which is the 7th back post half double crochet, doing another single crochet there, jumping back up into our chain and doing another 8 double crochets. So we're fitting all of that in. So let's start by doing 8 doubles in the chain. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, and now we're going to locate the 6th. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, I am counting that hidden stitch here, so that's why that's number 6. Okay, I'll show you quickly again. So the hidden one there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so we're going into that 6th half double crochet and doing a single crochet around that, chaining 2, and then just going into the next stitch, which is the 7th, and doing another single crochet. Okay, now back up in the chain and do 8 more double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. All right, so it will look something like this. Okay, again, kind of looks a little bit like a butterfly flying towards you, kind of. So once we've done that, we're doing a front post double crochet around the cluster. Nothing strange about that. Double crochet in the chain, and then a front post double crochet around the cluster. Once we've done that, we've got this chain 2 space. Now in this chain 2 space, we're doing this, okay? We're doing first a double crochet cluster with 2 double crochets. We're chaining 2. We're jumping down around this half double crochet and crocheting a front post double crochet around it, chaining 2, and then doing another 2 DC cluster up here. All right, so it will look like this. So start off with a cluster like that, okay? Chain 2, chain 2. Now yarn over and go in, you see, around here, and do a front post double crochet, chain 2, and then back up again in the same chain 2 space and do that second cluster. Okay, now I think that cluster got a bit of it, that was a bit too wide, my stitch. I'm redoing that. Holding it a little bit closer now. Okay, so, and then I'll finish off with the just sorting out these clusters with the front post double crochet in the chain, and then front post double, so we can have a look at what the whole thing actually looks like. Makes it easier. Okay, so it would look like this. Okay, so you've done the clusters, and then you do clusters here again and down there, so it looks like this. Okay, perfect. Now when we've finished that, we are in this other chain, and this again is going to fit a lot of things in because we're in this 14 chain. So let's have a look what we're going to do there. First we're doing 14 double crochets, then we're doing a double crochet in the 9th stitch in round 45 and in the chain. Okay, after that we're doing a single crochet in the 10th stitch from round 44, and that's the other yellow one down here. Okay, and then we're jumping back up into the chain. Okay, so doing single crochet, 4 half doubles and 8 single crochets. So let's start by doing our 14 double crochets in the chain. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and at some point I should have said 6, which I didn't. So I've completely lost count, by the way, and don't have a clue where I am. So let's do this bit on feeling. Maybe one more, maybe. I'm gonna have to count them. I don't have a clue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 2 more. 12, 13, and 14. Okay, so we've done these 14 in here. I guess you can kind of pull them a little bit to the side. I don't think it matters. It'll sort itself out. But when we've done that, we're doing a double crochet in the 9th stitch in round 45. So let's count that. Again, I'm counting the hidden stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So we're going into that stitch. Let's count it again once I've yarned over, so it's easier. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So let's go into the 9th stitch, and we're doing it around the chain. Remember, so like that. Okay, attaching the chain to pull it down. Once we've done that, we're doing a single crochet in the 10th stitch from round 44. So let's count that. Okay, you're going to see here where it is. You can see where it starts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we're going in here, doing a single crochet in that one, like that. Okay, pulling it down. So actually it means we're angling down. Can you see? It makes it twist a little bit because we're angling it down. Okay, and after that we're going back into the chain and doing a single crochet, 4 half doubles, and then 8 single crochets. So let's just go back into the chain, 1, and then did I say 4 half doubles? 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 8 singles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Once we've done that 8, we're doing a front post single crochet around the slip stitch. Cover that a little bit, like that. And once we've done that, we're in this chain where we're doing this caged chain, and it will look, I think it looks really lovely. I think it's a nice touch. And you start, let me read, it's 14 double crochets around the chain 14 and stitches in round 45, starting in the 15th stitch. Okay, so let's have a look at, we can count our way there. We know that this is in the 9th, right? Wasn't it? So in the 9th stitch, so 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so we can find that 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So that's the one we're going in, all right? And I didn't yarn over, of course, so let's do that. Once you've done the first one, the rest are just, you just keep on going, don't you? Okay, so you see what I'm doing? I'm just going around the chain, yarning over, going into the stitch, and letting the chain rest on top, like that. Oops, I actually caught the whole stitch of that, didn't mean to. That doesn't look very nice. This looks better. Okay, so we're doing 14 of these. I think this in different colours will just look also very amazing. For me, it's like I've got this caged gold chain, and I think it's a fun touch. So we're getting close to the middle soon. Now this should be, when I finish this last one, this should be 14. Let's double check that, because sometimes, you know, things just don't do the way, they don't go like you want them to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. So that's 14. Perfect. When we get to this cluster bit, we're doing exactly the same thing as we did over here. So it's exactly the same thing. So front post double crochet around the cluster and a double crochet in the chain, a front post double crochet around the cluster, and now we're at this two chain spot where we're doing our 2DC cluster, chaining 2, yarning over and doing a front post double crochet around the half double crochet, connecting the chains, chain 2 again, 1 and 2, and do another cluster in the chain space at top, like that. Back to doing a front post double crochet around the cluster, a double crochet in the chain, and then again a double crochet around the cluster, like that. So we've just created the same thing that we had over there. Because I didn't look at the pattern, I need to double check where I am. And now we are doing just like we did before, I think we're caging them, aren't we? 5 double crochets around the chain 6 and the stitches in round 45, starting in the second stitch. Okay, so yarning over the second stitch, ignore the hidden one and start in the second one. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 should be the last one there. Okay, see, looks like that. Okay, so when we've done that, we're jumping straight to the cluster. So we're not doing anything with this chain 2 space. So we're going into the cluster, front post, no, sorry, completely read that wrong. This is a different cluster. We're covering this cluster a little bit different than we usually do front post double crochets. I think we've done that almost every single time, or half doubles and things. We're doing singles, so front post single crochet around the cluster, okay? And then a single crochet in the chain. Front post single crochet around the cluster, and then in the chain 2 in the middle we're doing a single crochet, half double crochet, chaining 2, another half double, oopsie, dropped that, another half double, and a single. Once that's complete, we're doing a single crochet front post around the cluster, single crochet in the chain, and then finally a front post single crochet around the cluster. So you see, it looks a little bit different than the other ones have. Mostly just the height of it, that it's just not, it's not, you know, going away. So we're keeping the height down a little bit here. Now, again, we're in this chain. And we're doing, just like we did in the previous one, we're doing 5 double crochets around the chain 6 and stitches in 45, starting in the second of the back post half double crochet. So you are ignoring the what we usually call the hidden stitch. So you're not making it in the first one, doing it starting in the second one. Okay, should actually be easier to catch that one as well. 1, 2. 3, 4, and 5 should be the last one. And now we're back at this formation that we now know. We do a front post double crochet around the cluster, double crochet around the chain, front post double crochet around the cluster, and now we come to making these clusters in the 2 chains. So cluster, 2 double crochets, chain 2. Yarn over, catch the half double crochet that's connecting the chains and make a front post double crochet. And then in the chain 2, no, forgot to chain 2. I didn't hear you shout at me. Chain 2, and then another cluster up in the chain 2, like that. Once we've done that, you grab some more yarn if you're running out. And we do front post double crochet around the cluster and a double crochet around the chain, front post double crochet around the cluster, and that's that other formation done as well. So when we've done that, we're doing 14 double crochets around the chain 14 and the stitches in 45, starting in the hidden stitch this time. Okay, so it actually means you have to pull this a little bit because you need to get access to the hidden chain. Okay, so you have to pull that a bit to be able to actually get in there. See, not that easy. So that's 1, and then we just do 14. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 13 and this 14th one can be a little bit hard to reach actually, because it's actually behind here. 14, but it's there. Okay, so when we've done those 14, and we're doing a front post single crochet around the slip stitch. And when we've done that, let's see where we are now. 14. Yes, thank you. I've completely lost my eyes lost where to go. Again, in this chain 14, if you remember, we're almost at the end now actually. So this is where we're doing this bit. That was the wonky one here. So we're starting off by doing 8 single crochets, 4 half doubles, and then a single crochet. After that, we're doing a single crochet in the 4th stitch from round 44, counting from the front post, okay? And then we're doing a double crochet in the 9th stitch, and I've actually counted it from the left because it's actually easier. From the left, and in the chain, and then we're doing 14 double crochets in the chain. So basically just mimicking what we did on the other side. So let's start off with our 8 single crochets. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 is what we're supposed to be doing. Stop it, Kay. Don't keep going. Mine was on something else. My mind was actually on, oh, we have to go and get a birthday present for the little girl whose birthday we're going to on Sunday. 4 half double crochet. Tess always gives me grief because of the fact that I'm multitasking. But that's just the way I work. Okay, so that's 4. Then we're doing a single crochet again in the chain. And now we have to locate that 4th stitch from round 44. So we've got the hidden, well, we've got the slip stitch in that one, counting from the front post stitch, which obviously is here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going into the 4th one and doing a single crochet. And now we're doing a double crochet in the 9th stitch from the left in round 45 and in the chain. So if we count from the left, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It should be right there. Okay, so I'm gonna yarn over this time, go into that and do the double crochet around the chain and in the stitch. Okay, and when we've done that, we're back to doing 14 double crochets in the chain. So let's fit them in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 13 and 14. So like that, okay? And we're fitting all of them in there. Now we are back to, and we've done this is the 4th time now. So we're doing it exactly the same way as we have all the other 3 times. So front post, double crochet around the cluster, double crochet in the chain, front post double crochet around the cluster, and in the chain 2 we're doing another cluster with 2 double crochets, chaining 2, front post double crochet around that half double crochet that keeps the chains together, chain 2, and then another cluster in there. Okay, so I think that we've done them all correctly. There's chain 2s. Just because I've missed the chain 2 before, I got a bit worried that I've done chain 2s all the time. Good. And then a front post double crochet around the cluster, that double crochet in the chain, and again front post around the cluster. See, this is the home stretch now because we haven't got far to go. Now in this chain we're doing 8 double crochet, single crochet in the 6th back post, half double crochet from round 45, So let's start off by doing 8 double crochets. Woo, doubles, please, Kay. Which is good to remember. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Like that, okay? And after that, we're doing a single crochet in the 6th back post half double crochet from round 45. So 1, 2, 3, counting the hidden stitch. 1, 2, 3, 5, and 6. Okay, so we're doing it in there. So we're going into that stitch, doing a single crochet, chaining 2, 1, 2, and going into the next, which is the 7th, and doing another single crochet. Okay, and after that, we're just doing, I think it's 8 again, isn't it? 8 double crochets back up in the chain. Is that 4? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And now we're back at this cluster, and we're not doing anything really strange. We're doing the same thing we did in the beginning. Front post double crochet around the cluster, and then a double crochet in the chain, doing that twice as it's a little repeat. You know what we're doing. Whoopsie, doesn't want to get caught in, hook doesn't want to grab the yarn. Okay, and then here as well, like that. And now we are back, we're almost at the end now, and we're just doing back post double crochets in the next 14 stitches, and then we should be at the end. So that's the end of our repeat. Back post double crochets is what I said. So we're doing 14 of them. Oh, come on. And this is where we start. Soon enough, we are starting to build this border. I mean, it's a massive border, I think, but I think it's well needed for, and it's very funny actually. I think when people have asked about blocking of this as well, something that I noticed whilst making this blanket is because the border is quite dense compared to the rest of the pattern, it actually evens out the pattern quite well, and almost blocks it for you because of the heaviness that it gives this light middle bit. So it's very interesting how that turned out. I would love to say that I planned it all, but I didn't. None of this was planned. I can tell you that. I've already said this when I was sitting making this pattern. When I was sitting doing this, I was like, oh, what can I come up with next? And I just tried things. And to be quite honest, I didn't actually frog that much. I think I might have frogged at one point, like one maximum of 2 rows, but I haven't done that actually. This should be 14. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Now see, so that's that 14 last ones that we had, and that's your first repeat done. It looks, I think it looks interesting, different, and I hope you're enjoying this. It does create some sort of movement here, and I really do like this. This is probably the most simple thing on this round, but I actually think this might be my favorite, come to think of it, when I'm looking at it, because I really like this, the caged feeling of this chain, because that's what it is, isn't it? It's in cages. So I think that's lovely. Anyways, so that was round 47. I'll meet you back here soon enough for round 48. Hello everyone. I know I only saw you a few minutes ago, but for me it was much longer than that because I haven't been able to do the tutorials for ages. So for me it's like, hello, I missed you guys. How do I do this? Do I even remember how to do a tutorial? I'm not sure. Let's see, shall we? And we're working round 48, which we're doing with color D, and that is for me white. For this round, I'll show you a little bit what we're doing first. Here you can see the middle. I think I've almost, if I do it on the diagonal, I almost get the whole thing in actually. Okay, so if we're looking at the middle, it's quite simple. We're skipping a few stitches here, but mostly we're working a lot in the back post like this, and we're working in, I think, almost, except for this skipping here, almost in every single stitch. And we're just creating some more texture. We're using some popcorns, regular ones, no toffee ones this time, and we're creating these little places here that kind of looks a bit like little hearts or little mini butterflies as well, kind of here in the middle, pulling this up and catching it here on either side of that front post treble. So that's what we're doing now. I don't want to say today because I don't know, you might be doing something else for my today. So let's get started, shall we? I'm over here in my corner, and this still looks a little bit flimsy. We can even push it to the front like this, so you don't have to, you can fold it away like this. We can do a lot of things with it right now. We are fastening it pretty soon, but for now we're working here in this back frame that we're creating. Okay, let's get started. What happened since last time? Well, I had to re-edit part 4 and add a tessage. I was very proud of that moment coming up with tessage. I thought it was very funny, and I actually made my husband laugh. He usually just laughs at me, not with me, because I'm that clumsy falling over type all the time. You think that's funny, but he actually thought tessage was really funny. Because obviously, what did I do? Well, I missed another picot now, didn't I? Which is very funny, and I think actually, going into that, I will show you that I didn't miss it when I was crocheting just around, but I only think I missed it for, let me see if I can actually find it. I think it's funny now. Yeah, I can see which one I did for the tutorial. It's this one. That's where I missed it. I didn't miss it on the other sides. It's ridiculous. I don't know why I did that. Anyways, so I have to make some fake picots, and I'm quite happy I came up with that as well, because it means you can add picots if you think you need them. It's not a good idea. Okay, now I've been babbling enough for one round, so let's get started. 2 double crochets, chain 2, and then 2 double crochets. So 1, 2, chain 2, and then 2 double crochet in your corner chain space, and that's where you're starting. That, and now we're doing back posts in the next 26 stitches, so you don't have to I won't be able to talk. I just realized I'm going to double check how far that is before we do anything, because it means that you can just kind of go. Looking at the pattern, I see that there's, after that's back posting crochet in the next 3 stitches, skipping and doing my popcorn here. So actually we're going all the way here except for the last 3 stitches, so we can go past this cluster bit without having to count, I think. Back post double crochets, 26 stitches. Let's get started. What was I going to say? I just had a sleep. The kids are at their grandma's, and I think it's past 4 now in the afternoon. I had actually I got into bed. I was sitting working with this, getting prepared to record. I was thinking, oh, today's going to be a good day. It's a Sunday today. And I said, oh, I'm going to have time to record loads, because I do. And I was sitting in my new studio, which is not complete, but there is an armchair, so I can sit in there and crochet and things like that now with all my plants, because I've moved almost all of my plants. I need to get more to fill that space as well. Loads of hanging ones is what I need to get. Anyways, I got really tired and I said to my husband, I just need to go sleep. And I slept for an hour and then I snoozed for an hour, which was ridiculous. So my last hour was not the best. However, I did wake up with the best idea for the table that we need to make for me. So I think everything is there for a reason. But now, seeing as the pregnancy has gone 90%, according to my app, I'm hoping that this extreme tiredness that just comes over me is not because this baby's like, yeah, I'm going to come soon, and my body's like, oh yes, because we're not 90% done with everything that has to be done at home. So I was my husband that, are we 90% done yet? And he said, no. Well, the baby apparently is. Then we have to hurry. Yeah, I know. So that has been what we're doing. But my studio is almost done. It's going to be amazing. But I came up with a space saver, hopefully, because first of all, I have a printer as well, and I need to be able to print things. And that obviously eats up a lot of room, and I don't really want to have that standing somewhere just in the middle of a room. That's not very, it doesn't feel creative, and it's just an eyesore, I think. We should make pretty printers. Wouldn't that make people like me happy? Pretty printers, maybe that's an idea. Anyways, but also I need a place for my sewing machine. So I might have just cracked the code on that one. It just means that my husband has to build a bit more than he probably thought he would have to. Okay, so let's have a look. That is there. We're skipping, I know that. Hang on. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so let's do one more. It should be one more, and then let's count it and make sure that we've done 26. Okay, so counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is correct. Like that. Okay, now we're doing 3 back post single crochets. That's 1. It's funny because Tess had to save me then from the missing picot, and she did a little tutorial for that, which was really good. I must say, I really liked seeing it in Epic as well. It's so much fun to see. It's so large, it's ridiculous. Would have never been able to fit it in here. After 3 back post single crochets, we're skipping a stitch, and that's that one in front here. That's the one we're skipping. We're also going to be skipping the second one. There's a chain 2 here, and that's where you're making your popcorn. So go into that chain 2, make 5 double crochets. If you remember how to make a popcorn. If not, it is 5 double crochets in the same spot. I think that might be 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Now remove your hook and go into the first of those 5, like that. Okay. Grab the yarn again, pull it through, and close it with a slip stitch. So that's your little popcorn there. Grab some more yarn, and then we're skipping the next stitch just like we did before, and after that we're doing back post single crochets in the next 3 stitches. So we're skipping that stitch here, which will be your hidden stitch, and then going into the next 4 ones. 1, 2, and 3. So it'll look something like this. Okay, I've got that there. All right, so when we've done that, we're doing back post double crochets, not half. Oopsie. Back post double crochets in the next 8 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, oops, 7, 8. That won't be late. There we go. So you should now be the top of that second cluster here, okay? Just before this little bit going down, which is we're going to make this heart thing that we do. Butterfly, mini butterfly, whatever you want it to be. Okay, so behind here, a little bit, you remember from the last round, here's a cluster. We're going to do a front post single crochet around that cluster, like that, okay? After that, we're doing double treble, so that's yarning over 3 times, so it's double treble, okay? And then we go down, and you see how you've got this, the middle one here, which is a front post treble. We are going on either side of that, okay? So for this first side, we're going on the right side of it, going in from the front, and doing a front post double treble around that, okay? Once we've done that, pull that up, we've got this chain space here, back into where we're supposed to be. After the cluster, there's a chain space. We're going in there and doing 3 double crochet. So 1, 2, and 3. Doing a front post double crochet around, I think this is a double crochet, so around that double crochet, and then skipping over to the next chain space and doing another 3 double crochets in that. It's a chain 2, isn't it? So yeah, so this one is from round 41. It says so in the pattern, so you would know that anyways, but it's rather than just even saying 41, it's easier when you're doing the tutorial, just see which, you know where you're putting it. So after those 3 double crochets, you're doing another double treble, another front post double treble, 1, 2, 3, but then on the other side of this, okay? So just push a little to the side, go from the front, and do that. And then to finish it off, front post single crochet around that cluster that comes straight after. Now pulling it up so you can see, and that's what you've done there, okay? So that's why it kind of looks like a little heart or a little mini butterfly, but yeah, let's keep going. I think I'm going to be doing a load of back post doubles. Well, at least in the next 8 stitches. So let's get started. So behind that cluster thing, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, and 8. Now it's always like this when you're doing all this, because doing it in every stitch, it's always, I think it's a little bit scary, because this is when you notice, oh, I missed making one of all of these 100 million ones. And you see if you've done it right or if you've actually done it wrong. But as I've said, you can always fix everything. You can always frog. You can also just fix things. So after those 8, let's make sure that we made 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So that's 8. We're doing back post half double crochets in the next 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and after that 6 back post single crochets. Let's just keep going. 1, 6. You should be now, when you've done that 6th one, you should be at this single crochet here at the front. It's not a front post, it's a single crochet. So you're doing a front post single crochet around that single crochet. Okay, like that. After you've done that, you're doing single crochets in the next 4 stitches, and you start in the hidden stitch, so you will have to pull a little bit at this one to catch it. And now, as you can see, it's single, it's not back post. Okay, single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right. After those singles, you're doing half double in the next 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. When you've done 5, you're doing double crochets in the next 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Like that. And now you should be at this front post single crochet here, in which you're doing a front post single crochet around that. So we're just creating more movement, texture, and just a little bit of crazy things that just look pretty. It's what I like doing, pretty things. So when we've done that, now we're doing back post double crochets in the 17 stitches. Now, where will this take us? It should take us to the stitch on top of the second cluster here. We can double check, so it just makes it a little bit calmer to crochet rather than counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So she'll take you here, and then we're going to do another one of those hearts. So back post double crochets. I told you there was a lot of them in here. So this weekend we released part 4 of this, and it's been such a fantastic joy to see all of the colours that are popping up in our feeds now. And there was a lot of explaining in part 4. I think Tess took a lot of pictures, which has been very good, hopefully very helpful as well. Takes very clear photos of that little girl, which we're happy about, and also does a lot of work on both the website and our Instagram. She has more time to do those things, and she does it so well as well. But she was here last week for Valentine's Day, so we had Galentine's, and she stayed over, and we haven't done that in a long time, which was really fun. And then we went to the sewing and handcraft fair, tours around Sweden, and it was here in Stockholm. It always is in springtime. So much fun. And I just no, it's tomorrow, isn't it? Hang on, I have to think about it. We have an anniversary, don't we? Yes, the 18th of February, and today's the 17th. Oh, we have our anniversary tomorrow. I have to let her know. Anyways, so that's 7 double crochets. After that, we're doing this heart thing again. So we're starting off with the front post single crochet around the cluster, doing a double treble front post one on the right side of that front post treble from round 41, going into the chain after the cluster and doing 3 double crochets. After that, doing a front post double crochet around the front post double crochet, continuing with 3 double crochets in the chain again. Oops, without dropping it too much. 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3 yarn over. Go there and grab it on the other side and do a front post double treble yet again, like that, and a front post single crochet around the cluster, and we should be here now. Move that away. See, so we've done that. So as soon we're getting to the middle, see, it's right there. So after we've done that, we're doing 8 back post double crochets. It should bring us to complete this whole thing before we get to where we pulled up that chain. So let's check. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is 8. And this is where we're skipping and jumping to the middle. So 8 back post double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. 6, 7, and 8, like that. Okay, so we've finished that. Now we're at this part, and for the middle bit you're skipping 5 stitches and you're also chaining 1. Okay, so let's chain 1, and we're skipping 5 stitches, and that's going to be, okay, because there's no chain in between here, we're skipping that 1 on top of the cluster. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and that brings us to the middle chain space. Okay, so in that chain space we're doing a little bit of a repeat, and it's a double crochet chain 1, and we're doing it 5 times in that repeat, okay, or in that chain. So double crochet chain, so that's 1, double crochet chain 2, double crochet 3, double crochet chain, and that's a 4th. Get some more yarn, and then do a 5th double crochet and chain. Okay, that's what we're doing, and then we're doing 8 back post double crochets, skipping those 5 stitches just like we did coming up, and starting in this double crochet here that caged that gold chain before, if you remember. So 8 double back post double crochets there, and then I'll show you the middle. That is done. Around that one. Okay, so there you can see the middle bit. So we're just expanding and building on this middle bit. 8 double crochets there, and we're more than halfway through this repeat already. So it's going quite quickly, even though it feels like a bit of a longer round maybe, but it's actually going pretty quick, I think. Everything's relative. Okay, so we are again at one of these hearts. And double check, I did do a chain over here, yeah, so it doesn't stretch too much. We did a chain over there, perfect. It wouldn't surprise me, I'm getting a little bit worried about me missing things. I don't know who I should be blaming, if I'm blaming little Peanut, sorry baby, or just the fact that I'm doing these tutorials, and I don't know, you can't really blame the fact that it's your first time, can you? So I am just kind of doing this now because this is the 3rd heart you're doing, so I'm thinking maybe you know how to do it now. We did that front post single crochet around the cluster, front post double treble around over here in round 41, 3 double crochets in the chain, 1 front post double crochet around the front post double crochet, 3 double crochets in the chain again, 2 and 3, and then we're doing 1, 2, 3, a double treble on the other side of that treble here, front post treble, so we're pulling our vines up, and then front post single crochet around that cluster. Now we're done for that. Let's see, we're doing those, and so it was about 17 or something. Yeah, back post double crochet in the next 17 stitches. See, I'm kind of like at the point when you've done 2. I've done 2 rounds. I have one more. To go. I think that's why I missed the picot as well, because then I kind of have the pattern in my head and I kind of know what to do, so I don't go back and look at the actual pattern so much, which is not surprising that I then miss little details like a picot, because, well, that's a bad thing. I'm really sorry, guys. I need to get better at this. And when I'm recording this and when I'm in the real present, when you're watching this, I've probably had to edit things in this. So maybe there's a message in this part as well. We'll see. We'll see. Goodness. Oh, so yeah, so me and Tess, when she was here, we went to that sewing fair, and I also went to the antiques fair, which was going on the same time in the room next to, and I found my light for the ceiling in my room, which was lovely. What else? Hang on, let's make sure. I don't know how many 17 are supposed to be. Hang on, let's check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, 2 more. 5. Not sure if we were getting all the way to the front post, but we are. So just keep going to your front post and you'll be good. We're doing a front post single crochet around the front post, so like that. It's now we have to be a little bit more attention paying. After that front post, around the front post single crochet, doing double crochet, so not back post, and remember it's in that hidden stitch you start. 4 stitches of double crochet, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, like that. After we've done 4, we're doing 5 half doubles. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Did I say 5 or did I say 4? Because it says 5 in the pattern. So hopefully I did that. Let's double check it. 1, 2, 3, 4 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 5 half double. And then single crochet in the next 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4, and it should bring us to this single crochet at the front here, and in that one we're doing a front post, or around that we're doing a front post single crochet. Okay, now almost at the end here. Single crochet again, we're not doing back post, single crochet in the next 6 stitches. So again, you have to make sure that you don't miss the hidden stitch like that. So get in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. back post half double crochet in the next 4 stitches. And this is the kind of thing you remember that I say, don't forget that you've already used this stitch. It looks like that's the one you're going into the next one, because that really fools me sometimes. So back post half double crochets in the next 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. When we've done that, it's back post double crochets in the next 8 stitches, and that should bring us here. Let's double check it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And it did. It means I've been good at counting. Don't jinx it, Kay. Shush. You know, in part 4, I really did jinx it, because just before I was doing the picot, I kept saying I said really loudly as well, I said, don't miss the picots, Kay. And like 15 seconds later, I missed the picot. It's ridiculous. Don't jinx it, Kay. Okay, so when we've done that, see, we're doing another heart. So we know what we're doing now, don't we? Front post single crochet around the cluster. It's the 4th time. I'll go with you anyways. Front post single crochet around the cluster. 1, 2, 3 to make a front post double treble. Round 41. 3 double crochets in the chain. 1, 2, and 3. Front post double crochet around the front post double crochet, and again 3 double crochets in the chain. 1, 2, 3, and double treble. So yarn over 3 times to do a front post double treble. And then front post single crochet around the cluster, and that's that heart done. And now we're getting to do that final popcorn over here. So to get us to the popcorn, we're doing back post double crochet in the next 8 stitches. 1, 2, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. There we go, so that's 8, right? Double checking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we have should have 3 stitches left. We're doing back post single crochets in those 3 stitches. 1, 2. This is a little twisty already because we're going to the front, so it might be a little bit, can be a little bit tricky to get into, like that. Okay, and now we're skipping that stitch at the front and doing a popcorn in the chain 2. So go down there, do a popcorn. So 5 double crochets. 1, 2. 3, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slip stitch to close. Skipping that stitch, and after that we're actually doing let's see, yep, 3 back post, skipping that stitch, doing 3 back post singles. 1, as you see, it's already twisted a little bit, so it can be hard to make sure. It's important to make sure that you can get in everywhere. Okay, so 3. Now we should have 26 stitches left. I'm going to double check it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 when you get to the top of this cluster then. 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then 3, 1, 2, 3, 6 left. So yeah, so we can just do back post, double crochets, and then in the last stitches you have before getting to your corner, that should be 26, and then you should be done. So I can't believe I'm already going into week 37, which is on Tuesday. A little bit ridiculous this week. I've already, the week just gone, had quite a lot of doctor's appointment and things like that. It's just because we're having the planned home birth that you need to tick some boxes for them to say yes, you are allowed to. That's how it works here, at least. So I've had to tick some boxes, and then this week that's coming, I said it was Sunday today, didn't I? I have quite a few midwives appointments. All of the midwives that are supposed to be coming to our house are coming over for a home visit, which is just so much fun. Both me and my husband are really excited. We love them, they're just amazing people. So we've obviously met all 3 of them, because 2 of them were supposed to be here for the birth, and then it was 2 of them that were here for the birth, but 1 of them who missed it. But we have all 3 of them coming because they're all backing up each other. So at least there will be 2 of the 3 people we really want to have here are going to be here. So it's really exciting. Very surreal. I can't believe we're actually doing this a 3rd time. But it is, it's going to be fun. I know a lot of people wouldn't use fun for the whole delivery, but I think it's actually going to be fun. Telling in my head is going to be fun, at least. That's the best way, isn't it? So we're almost at the end of this. It took a little while. I did babble a bit in the beginning there. Should do a little fast forward thing for you then. Okay, so welcome to round 48 instead of K babbling. Now we are finished there. I'm gonna just, so that's your repeat done. So that's what it looks like. It will, I mean, we're just creating this textured, you know, round, things happening. And yeah, I'll meet you back. Let's see what we are using. We're using colour E. See if I remember what that is. Blossom. So we're using colour E, and I'll meet you back in a little while. Hopefully for me in just a few minutes, and also for you in just a few minutes. Bye. Hello, welcome back for round 49. We're using colour E. For me, that's Blossom. And in this round, we are tying things a little bit together, getting ready for our border. So all of these wonky things you were doing, you can see they're all over the place. We're connecting them in the way that they're supposed to be. So we're doing things like another little mini cocoon. We're connecting this popcorn here with these back post 2 togethers and things like that. Other than that, it's quite straightforward, but a lot of counting and making sure you're in the right stitches, then you've got the right stitch count. So I've got my tea ready. I actually have it with me today because usually I end up not drinking my tea while I'm doing the tutorial for obvious reasons, because I'm talking to you, it's not very nice. But today I'm going to try and drink my tea, because otherwise it's going to get cold. But let's just get started and see where we end up. Hopefully I don't think there are any picots in this, so hopefully I won't miss any stitches. Fingers crossed for me. Okay, so we're starting in our corner. We're doing 2 half double crochets, chaining 2, and then 2 half double crochets. So 1, 2, chain 2, and then 2 more half double crochets. After that, we're doing 18 single crochets, and because of that, I don't think that there's any I don't think there's a proper, oh, that's where you stop feeling. Sometimes it's like, you know, you will stop above one of these and stuff, so let's just count them it's better, and I'll probably double count them as well, because I always do that. Don't forget to start in your hidden stitch, which is this double crochet here. That's where you start doing your single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, come on. 8. I'm holding it up a bit more, might be why. 8. And 9, 10. So let's do 8 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now I'm going to double check it, because otherwise the stitch count won't be correct. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So that's 18. Now when we've done 18, we're chaining. No, we're not. Not chaining anything yet. We're doing a single crochet 2 together. I'm not sure if we've done that in the pattern so far. I'll show you how to do them if we haven't. So you're basically crocheting 2 of these stitches together with a single crochet. And you do that by going into your next stitch and pulling up your yarn. And instead of completing that single, go into the next one, pull up yarn again, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook, and it will look like something like that. Okay, we're doing that 3 times because it's a little repeat within brackets. So pull up yarn in 2 stitches and then complete the stitch. Okay, when we've done that, this is where we're chaining 2. Chain 2, and now we're skipping a stitch. And as I keep on reminding you, remember that this is not the one you're skipping, because you've worked in that. So this is the one you're skipping, and then you're doing yarn over, back post double crochet in the next stitch. Okay, so doing that, you can see what we're creating here. After that, we're chaining 2 again, and now we're skipping 2 stitches. Okay, so we're skipping that one and going into this one. And what we're doing is actually a back post double crochet 2 together. Okay, this might look a little bit tricky, but it's not. So let's start off by doing it. First off, skipping 2 stitches and going into the next stitch. And with any 2 together, you don't complete it. So it's like that. And now it says skip 5 stitches, including the popcorn. So you should have 2 stitches before your popcorn, and then you're skipping those 2, skipping the popcorn, and the 2 stitches after that. Don't count the little slip stitch that you did on top of to close, but you're counting the 2 after. So now we yarn over again, go into the 3rd stitch after the popcorn from behind, because we're doing back post double crochets. So 3 loops on your hook, complete that. So this is what you're doing. You're connecting these 2 sides together. Now when you've done that, you chain 2, skip another 2 stitches from the one that you've just made. So this one is the one we used, we're skipping 2 stitches, and in the next one we're doing another back post double crochet. So yarn over, so make sure you skip the right stitches, skip, skip, up your already yarn over, skip, skip, and then you go into there and do that back post. So you can see because we're evening it out a little bit, you can see what's happening. So it's just a way of getting a little bit straight. After that, we're chaining 2 again, chaining 2, skipping 2 more stitches, and then we're doing single crochets in the next 2 stitches. So skip 2 and then single crochet, and then another single crochet. Now what you should have is 1 back post stitch here. You should have your front post single crochet around the cluster, and then you get to this front post DTR over here. Now it says skip 2 stitches. So you're skipping the next back post, you're skipping the front post single, and what you're doing is a single crochet around the stitch. Okay, so not in the stitch. Remember that you can either go just through these two little legs, but we're actually going around the whole stitch, okay, of the front post double treble. Okay, when we've done that, we're grabbing some more yarn, we're having a sip of our tea. Hang on. 3 back post single crochets around these double crochets in that chain. So 3 back post single crochets, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, we're skipping the front post double crochet and doing another 3 back post single crochets. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay, now on the other side of this, it's a little bit different than we just did, because we were on this side and we went around this stitch. Now if we do the same here, we're going to be on the inside of this little heart-shaped part here, which we don't want. So actually now we're skipping the front post double treble, and instead we're doing a single crochet around the front post single crochet. So it's not a front post, but actually, let me get a bit closer. So it's not around the stitch as in, because it's not a front post, but we're doing it around the actual stitch. And just like, so see, hard to show you, I'll see if I can get a little bit clearer. Skipping this stitch here and going around that stitch, just like we would anyone we're saying going around. So like that. So we're still pulling everything up like we just did on the other side. See? Still pulling it up. But it's just a little bit different from the right side on the left side. Now, when we've done the stitch around the front post single crochet, we skip the next stitch, which is this first front post here. And then we're doing single crochets in the next 4 stitches. Okay? 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay? Chaining 2 and skipping 2 stitches. So skipping 1, 2. Now when we've done that, we're doing a double crochet in the next stitch, and let's get started first. Skip, skip, go into that so we know where we're going. Okay, we're going into this, but we're also, this is where we're creating this mini cocoon, all right? And to do that, we're going to be skipping, we're skipping 14 stitches. So it says double crochet in the next stitch and 15th stitch counting from where you are. So skip 14. So let's skip 14. 1, you with me now? You see it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And this front post here should be 11 then. Let's do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11, 12, 13, 14. So we're going into this stitch here, and we're going in from the back like that. So we're not going in from the front, we're going in from the back. So you've gone into both of them, pull up your yarn and complete your double crochet. Okay, and it's going to look like that. Okay, after we've done that, we're chaining 2, we're skipping 2 stitches, 1, 2, and then we're doing single crochets in the next 5 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so you can see what happened here with this little cocoon bit here. Look at that. Okay, let's get this a bit more angled. I have to pull it off from my lap. It's getting so big. You should see it's ridiculous, the size of the epic as well. I mean, mine, I'm doing mine, I think it's 50% larger That's huge. Okay, so when we've done that, let's see where we were. Single crochet in the next 5 stitches is what we did, and then we chain 2 and we skip 2, and that means we should be in this front post single here when we're skipping 2, and we're doing a front post double crochet around that front post single crochet. And after that we're skipping, let's see, front post, we're skipping the next stitch, which is that one here, and then we're doing 15 half double crochets. Okay, so skip that, and then we go straight into this one and do 15 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. And when you've done 15, you should have again one unworked back post, and then that front post single, and then the front post DTR. Okay, and we're doing exactly what we did last time. So we're skipping these 2 stitches and doing a single crochet around the front post double treble, doing 3 back post single crochets in those double crochets in the chain, like that. We're skipping the double front post double crochet and continuing with 3 of the 3 back post single crochets. And now, if you remember, we're skipping this one here, the front post, we're skipping that, and then doing a single crochet around, see, around, not going like that, going around the stitch like that. Okay, after that, almost at the middle already, see, it's going quite quick today. Almost. Okay, after that we are skipping the next stitch. If I'm not incorrect, let me double check. We've done 15 and then single, we're skipping a stitch and doing a half double crochet in the next 7 stitches. So skip that, go to the next stitch. 7 should lead you all the way up into that chain before the middle. So I'm just going to do them. Last one, now that should be 7. We can always double check it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, when we've done those 7, we're doing 2 single crochets in the chain. 1 and 2. Now this brings us to this bit. Now what we're doing here, we're crocheting in the chain 2 space from round 47, and that's this girly pink over here. And as you can see, it's already been worked in that chain. However, we're working in it from the back, in between the ones that we've already made. So it's going to look like this. We're doing basically exactly the same thing as we did when we came to the middle last time. So if we look at our pattern, it says now crochet in the chain 2 space from round 47, but from behind of the DC and chain from round 48, and in between them. So we have the same type of repeat as we had in the last round. It's a double crochet chain 1 times 3 though this time. Okay, so we start and then you can see that there's another double crochet, so we've got 4, and as these are 5, we're going in between them. So we start, you can see, in between the first 2, go in there, so we can actually do our work from behind. So DC, chain 1, yarn over, going in between the next 2, DC, chain 1, going in between the next 2, DC, chain 1, and that's your repeat done. And then you finally have 1 double crochet left, like that. Okay, so let's pull that up so we don't. You can see what's happened here. It's just behind, so it looks like this, doing exactly what we did here, but in between them and from behind there. Okay. And now we're doing another 2 single crochets in that chain 2. 1, or is it chain 2? Is it a chain 1? I can't remember now, but it's a chain space. So 2 single crochets in the chain space. It might be a chain 1. Now we're doing half double crochets in the next 7 stitches, because now we're on our way back. And don't forget that first stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And when we've done those 7, we're skipping 2 stitches. So we're back at this heart thing again. So we're doing exactly what we've been doing. So we're going in and doing single crochet round the stitch, 3 back post single crochets, 1, 2, 3, skipping the front post double crochet, going straight into the next stitch with another front post or back post single crochet 3 times. I just went bang hungry there. What's going on? I don't think it's lunchtime. Really not lunchtime yet. I'm blaming Peanut. Skipping the front post double treble and doing a single crochet around the next stitch, which is your front post single crochet, skipping the next stitch, and half double crochet in the next 15. So let's get started. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14, 15. That should leave us with 1 before we get to the front post single crochet. So let's have a look. We've done 15. Now you're skipping the next stitch and doing a front post double crochet around the front post single crochet. Okay, so that. Now when we've done that, chaining 2 and skipping 2 stitches. So skipping that, and then doing 5 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. Basically just going back now, doing exactly what we did. Coming from the first corner, we're doing exactly that, going back. So now we've done single crochet in the next 5 stitches. We're chaining 2 and skipping 2. 1, 2, and doing a double crochet in the next one. But stop there, because this is where you're doing the cocoon. So double crochet in the next stitch, and 15's counting from where you are. So skip 14 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and now this single crochet should be the 4th one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We're going into that stitch, going in from behind. Make the curve really nice. Like that. Okay? It looks a bit wonky, but you have to put it a bit. There we go. And now I'm pretty sure we're chaining 2 and skipping 2. Skipping 1 and 2, and after that we're doing single crochet in the next 4 stitches. So let's see, 1, 2, 3 and 4. And now we're back at another heart. So we're skipping the next 2 stitches, doing a single crochet around the stitch of the front post double treble. Sorry, got stuck in my yarn. That's just my catchphrase, isn't it? Stuck in my yarn. Okay, and now 3 back post single crochets. 1, 2, 3. Skipping that front post and doing another 3. Skipping the front post double treble and going around the whole of the stitch on the other side, which is the front post single crochet. Now we are again skipping a stitch, doing a single crochet, skipping the next stitch, doing a single crochet in the next 2 stitches, 1 and 2, chaining 2, skipping 2 stitches, skip, skip, doing a back post double crochet around the next stitch, chain 2, skip 2, and we're doing again, if you remember at this popcorn, doing this back post 2 together. So back post DC 2 together. So we're starting off in this stitch, counting, so we're skipping 5 stitches, skipping 1, 2, popcorn, and skipping the next 2 on the other side. So you yarn over again, skip those 2 on the other side and go into the 3rd. If I can catch it, it's really hard. Oops, no, that didn't want to happen. Cannot look at my screen sometimes. There we go. Go through, and now that looks like I didn't complete. Let's do it again. I think I dropped a little bit here. Let's do this again. Skipping 2, going into the next stitch, and we can half complete that, so we have to yarn over and then we're skipping those 2 on the other side to get into the 3rd one. So skip, skip, and go into the 3rd like that, and bring it up. So there we go, 3 loops on your yoke, now it's correct, and then yarn over, and you've got that. So chain 2 again when you've done that, and then you are skipping 2 more stitches, so skipping the correct ones there, doing another back post double crochet, skip, skip, and get in the right stitch like that, and see, home stretch. So we're almost done. So skip that, chain 2, so we've done that, back post there, skipping 1 stitch now, okay, just skipping that stitch, and we're doing single crochet 2 together. So you remember that 3 times because it's a repeat. 1, 2, and then 1, 2, like that. And now we should have 18 single crochets left. Let's check it, shall we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and we made it to the end. Yay! Now we just do singles and all the way to that corner. See, we made it, and I don't think I've missed anything. But you never know. Tess will find it, and we'll have something fun in that case. It's good to have that little safety net of someone actually going through what you've done. Again, one of the advantages of being 2 and not just 1 when you have a company together. Like that. See, we're almost done. Yay! And then that last stitch. Check it out. Well done. So this is what we've done. We've tied everything together. So you see what's happening now. Obviously it's all going to be pulled up a little bit more when it gets completed, but you can see we've got another little cocoon here now, and we have all these little things going on that just look pretty. Now I'll meet you back here for round 50. We've still got quite a few rounds to go for part 7. It's not as short as the others, so I'll see you back in a little while. Bye. Hello everyone, and welcome back for round 50. Oh my goodness, it's round 50. Tess keeps on laughing at me because all the time I keep on saying, oh my goodness, we've gone so far. But it's because I think it's going so quick. And time is really flying in all parts of my life at the moment. And we are about to start a round that is very simple, especially with stitches and especially with stitch placement. So there's no, we're not really in the brain power part of the pattern now, because now it is easing up on us. Because I mean, look at what we've done. We've done so much so far, and now we actually do get to relax for a little bit. And it's a lot of single crochets, there's a lot of counting. However, you will see the pattern of not just reading the actual pattern, but the pattern in how it works. So you'll notice that, for instance, it says single crochet in the next 23. It means when you've done those 23, you should be you will most probably, if you've done it correct, be in the next chain, in the chain space. So usually we're crocheting in all of these stitches all the time. And you'll notice as well above these hearts we're doing a single crochet 2 together. That's always in these 2 that are on either side of the front post DC that we skipped. So you also know that that's where you're going to be doing that. So you'll see what I mean, jelly bean, when I start doing this. Let's do this. For me it's actually the final run, because I started recording a tutorial for this side and then it got messed up in the counting, so I stopped it, and then I realized what I'd done wrong, and I actually hadn't done anything wrong, and then but I'd already stopped, so I'm starting again because it makes it clearer. Now the beginning of this, very simple, 2 single crochets in your corner, start in any corner, chain 2, and then single crochet twice again in that same corner, and that's your corner done. Now we're doing single crochet in the next 23 stitches. This should bring you up until the 3rd single crochet 2 together that we did here before we get to a chain space. Double check it when we count it anyways, but now we don't really need to count. Start in your hidden stitch. Whoops, which does not want to be, it wants to stay hidden. Don't stay hidden, please. There we go. 1. And then we just keep on going till we'll get to that chain space. I will be double checking this when I get to the end of that. But no, this is part 7, so we still have 8, 9 and 10 to go. But as I said, our testers did say that when they started getting to this part, they were like, oh wow, we can finally breathe a little bit, that it had been quite intense. It is a bit different though. I mean, when you're doing a cow and it's divided up and you only get one part at a time, and if you're really enjoying it, you usually just keep working, don't you? And you just can't wait for the next step. When you're testing something, you obviously need to kind of test it probably as soon as possible, so it's not the same kind of relaxed, oh, I've done a few rounds and now I can wait for a week or 2. You work a little bit differently, but they really like doing the border, and I think all of them said that actually, so hopefully you will too. Now let's double check the count here so that we haven't messed it up. So we had 2 in the corner, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then 3 more. Yeah, that's 23. Now we get to a little repeat, and it's very simple. We're doing a single crochet around the chain, and then a single crochet in the next stitch, and we're doing that 4 times. And as you know, we have 4 chain spaces here. I think you can see them quite clearly. 1, 2, 3 and 4. So we're doing a single crochet in each of these chains, or around them, might be more correct term to use, and doing it also in the stitches in between. So in that back post double crochet, in the back post double crochet 2 together, again in the back post, another one in that chain, and in this single crochet that we've got here as well. So that repeat wasn't that complicated. Now when we've done that, we're doing single crochets in the next 4 stitches. This should bring us to the top of that heart shape, and to the 2 back post single crochets on either side of this front post double that we skipped. Now you do a single crochet 2 together, tying them 2 together there. After we've done that, single crochet in the next 7 stitches. Let's see where that brings us. So 1, probably to another chain, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, and I was right. Okay, and do we have another repeat? We do, but we're just doing it twice. So single crochet in the chain, single crochet in this double crochet, single crochet again around the chain, and in the next single crochet. So that's that repeat done. So as you can see, it's not very this is what this round is. It's just, again, tying everything together. So when we've done that, we're doing single crochets in the next 4 stitches. You see we have another little chain coming up there, but it does mean that on the way back it might be 5 instead of 4 because we're ending up in different places, but it's still going to be correct. Okay, so now we have another little repeat, I think. Actually, we don't. There's no repeat at all. It just says single crochet around the chain, and this is where I went wrong last time. I just automatically did in the chain and then in the next stitch, and then I counted 19 from there, and then I ended up in the wrong place, and I thought, have I missed stitches? But actually I hadn't. I was supposed to be counting this front post double crochet as well here. Now we're doing 19 stitches, and we're starting in that front post, and that should bring us up to the next middle of that heart coming up, where we're doing a single crochet 2 together, which is why I'm not really counting. I will count it when I get there to make sure that I've done it correct, because I mean, moving on in the pattern as well, if you do miss a stitch here or there, it's very easy to, if you've missed one, I mean, it's easier to amend that, because if you're 1 short, for instance, you just add another 2 in the next round or whatever, that if as it is the border, and it's a bit more straightforward rather than this whole thing that you've been dealing with up until now. I would say it's probably, let's see, should be 1 more stitch. This should be 19. Let's have a double check of that. Okay, so we're starting in that front post. Let's start counting there. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So perfect, 19. And we're doing a single crochet 2 together on top of that heart, like that. And after that, we're doing single crochets in the next 13 stitches, and that should bring us to the middle. So already 1, 2, 3, already we are halfway through this round. So this is except for the fact that you're doing single crochets and you keep going, it is pretty straightforward, and it goes rather quick. I think so, at least. Okay, so it should be at 13 now. Again, let us double check. I think that's better. So find that 2 together. You did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. Now we have a little bit of a repeat. It's a tiny one. Skipping some chains and just doing single crochets in these double crochets. So skip chain, single crochet, skip chain, single crochet, skip chain, and single crochet. So that's 3 times we do that, and after that we're off again, and it's single crochets in the next 12 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And again, we should be at this heart. So you can see that that one will fold over a bit. You just have to put it up like that. And that's your middle. And now we're doing a single crochet 2 together again, like that. And when we've done that, it should be single crochets in the next 19 stitches. So it should bring you most definitely to the next chain space, I'm guessing, right? Yeah, we'll see. Unless I've done something wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. And I think that I might have made a little bit of an error. Let me have a look at the other ones. And I have. So what I'm going to do is, because I've made a chain here that didn't need to be there, I'm going to skip that chain brutally and actually just go into the next front post here, because there shouldn't have been a chain there. The chain is over here. Yep, that's where it is. So single crochet in the chain. See, that's what happens sometimes. You do make errors, and I thought I was being so careful with the last round. See, with that does happen to the best of us. In any case, let me double check it again with the other ones, because I think I'm pretty sure. Yes, because as you can see, it's supposed to look like this. Just go straight into the next stitch like that. So I've had to kind of save that. So I'll have a bit of a gap there. It'll hopefully not make that big of a difference. We'll see. So single crochet in the chain space, and then single crochet in the next 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. But as you can tell, obviously, I'm pausing this a little bit just to talk about it, because this is one of those things where I'm not going to be going back and frogging everything. Kay 2 years ago would have. Kay today will not, because I know how much time is behind this at the moment, and when you don't have that type of time that you might need, you kind of salvage things. No one's going to notice it. No one's going to make a fuss out of it. I'll know. You guys will know. But still. Okay, so after those 5 stitches, we're doing again a repeat, and it's a 2 repeat, or doing it twice. 2 repeat. What's that? Okay. So in single crochet in the chain, in the stitch, the chain, and then the next stitch, like that. When we've done that, it's single crochet in the next 6 stitches. So let's see, we should end up at the top of that heart. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And I think that we do, yeah, right on top there. Single crochet 2 together, like that. And after that, we are doing single crochets in the next 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, like that. And as you can see, we're now at this chain. There's these 4 chain spaces, so we have this repeat of 4 where we're doing a single crochet around the chain, in the stitch, around the chain, in the stitch, whoops, in the stitch, around the chain, in the stitch, and again around the chain and in the next stitch. We're almost at the end here, so as I said, it's quite a quick round. When we've done that, actually it's single crochet in the next 22 and you are done. So I always do this when I get to the end, as you probably noticed by now. I'm going to double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. And I know that is correct, so I'm just going to keep on going. Because usually if you've missed something, you can it's better to amend it here rather than ending up later on just not getting why it's not correct. I think that's the best thing. So now we know that we've done this round correctly, and you've also seen me make an error, which is obviously not the first time. Hopefully it's not an error I made in the tutorial. I will have to double check that, because in that case I can amend it. Then I'll have to go back anyways and redo all of this, and then you won't know what I've been talking about because I've erased it. See how things can turn out. Anyways, almost at the end. Just a few more. One more there. And there we go. So that was round 50. I'll meet you back with colour A for round 51 in just a few minutes. Bye. Hello and welcome back for round 51. I'm being a bit presumptuous here and not even actually trying and doing a few sides before doing the tutorial. Let's see how that goes this far in the game. We are using colour A, and this too is just a round where we're basically doing single crochets and a lot of single 2 together, and we're actually doing a lot of decreasing now, which might seem strange. But you end up understanding why when you get to the end. So actually, let me give this a go and see. This is just a lot of counting, because now, as you know, we've just got single crochets all the way here. So there's no, going into chains or anything like that. So there's just a lot of, in Swedish we say, keep your tongue correct in your mouth. I don't know, is there actually a saying like that in English? I'm not sure. Anyways, we're starting off from doing a standing single crochet. So 2 single crochets in the corner, chain 2, and then 2 single crochets. I don't know if there is a saying that. There probably is. Someone will have to in the comments below let us know. I think there is. But want to just, keep things correct. So, okay, we've done our first corner there. Don't miss your hidden stitch, and let's do 14 single crochets. No, I thought I made it there, didn't. There we go, 1. Oh, come on. 2. 3. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Okay, I'm going to double check. I'm going to be double checking now because it's no fun to muck this up. So 1, 2, no, is that the first one? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 14. Now, the first single 2 single crochet 2 together, so 1, like that. And now single crochet in 19 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. Actually, I'm not going to double count it. I'm just going to go. This is a chicken race for me. So 19, and after that we're doing another single crochet 2 together if I'm not too stuck in my yarn. Okay, so 1, 2, and this is obviously where, because I crochet so tightly, for others it might be a bit easier to do this and run a bit smoother. For me, obviously, sometimes it's hard to get in the stitches. Okay, after that, 19, we're doing a single crochet 2 together, which we just did. And then we're doing 1 single crochet and then another 2 together, like that. And then we're doing single crochet in the next 16 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Okay, so we've done 16, and now we're doing another single crochet 2 together, like that. After that, it's 13 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. That's what we were doing, right? And then we're doing single crochet 2 together, like that. Single crochet in the next stitch, and again a single crochet 2 together right after that. Okay. Oof, I'm literally stuck in my yarn. Okay, this is not a round where I have time to be funny or chat. Let's see, single crochet in the next 24. So we're doing 24. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Is that all I've done? 14 stitches? Feels like it should be more. Hang on, let me double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 14. Sometimes you just think, let's just do 14. 14, so we're doing 10 more. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. That was a lot. Okay, single crochet 2 together. Surprise, surprise. After that, we're doing 1 single crochet, and then another single crochet 2 together, like that. Okay, single crochet in the next 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, 6, 7, 8. Oh, come on. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. All right, so that was 13. After that, we're doing a single crochet 2 together. Surprise, surprise. They're the only stitches we're doing for this round, so it shouldn't be a surprise. There we go. Single crochet in the next 16. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, and 13, and 14, and 15, and 16. Another single crochet 2 together, single crochet in the next stitch, and then again another single crochet 2 together, and now it's single crochets in the next 19 stitches. We're getting close to the end, so this round is actually pretty quick, but you still need to know what you're doing. Okay, so single with 19 stitches. Let's do it. Come on. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, come on, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. Single crochet 2 together. And let's see now if there's 14 to go. We did it right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yay! Oh, the joy. Well, now I don't have to count. No, the joy of that is just, oh, thank Lord. It's a good thing when you make it to the end and it was all correct. Otherwise you have to, you know, I don't know, make it up as you go along. Okay, there we go. And that brings me to the next corner. So you know what to do, guys. I trust that you can do this on your own. So I'll see you back here for round 52. And then actually in round 52, good to know, we're fastening the cocoons. It's actually a way of saying it, cocoon. Anyways, seeing you back for round 52 in a little bit. Bye. Hello and welcome back. We are back with colour C, girly pink. It's a little bit here, it's gonna be just enough. And for round 52. This is where we will fasten these large cocoon in 2 places so that it doesn't close up again, because the butterfly has flown the cocoon, so the cocoon is open. Other than that, this round has single crochet in each stitch, so I don't think you're going to be too confused. So there's only 2 places that I'm going to really show you I might just crochet all of the stitches anyways, just because, you know, it's nice to hang out in that. But other than that, you don't really need me, because I think if you've gone this far, hopefully you are familiar with the single crochet. So let's just start with our corner. And it's just a single crochet, chain 2, and then a single crochet. So get into that corner and do a single crochet, chain 2, and then in the same place you do another single crochet, and that's that corner. Don't miss, as always, don't miss your hidden stitch when you start doing it. And what it says is this, on the left side, which will be the one you're starting with, it says in the 15th single crochet from the corner and around the half double crochet right before the middle picot. So we have 5 we should have, yep. It looks like I've missed a picot as always, which is apparently what I do nowadays. We've got 5 picots, haven't missed it. 1, 2, 3, and it's in the 3rd one, and if you look, you can see you have a half double crochet there, and then the double crochets in the middle of that picot. So around that half double there, and in the 15th stitch. So let's do 14 single crochets to start off with. See if I can get in that stitch. There we go. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 and 14, like that. Okay, so, and now in the next stitch we're going to be fastening. So go to your 3rd picot, locate that half double crochet and go into that before, so go around like you're doing a front post basically. Okay, the reason I've not written it as a front post is because you're not doing a front post really, or back post, sorry. You're not really doing a post stitch, you're just attaching this. When you've got that on your hook, go into the next stitch, which will be your 15th, yarn over, grab that yarn and go through all of that, and then just complete your stitch. If you look at it, it's good to see here because obviously I've done this round, or this side, and you can see that it opens up in 2 different places, because on the left hand side you're going into the 3rd, but actually on the other side you're going into the last one, the top one here. So that's 11 stitches, and basically it just opens it up. And obviously if you're blocking this, you'll be able to, you can block these like that as well, so that it's completely open. But I like the fact that it's a bit, there's movement in it, and not a predictable fasten pattern, because they're not. Cocoons will look different when they're open. One will look like this, and you know, you never know how the butterfly got out. So after that, you just keep on doing all your single crochets all the way to the end. I am very tempted to say do that and I'll see you back here, like the cooking show I'm doing here. Going to the next stitch and do a single crochet. And it doesn't matter either that you're doing it in different color, because as you can see, you can't really tell because it pulls it up, so you can't really tell where you've fastened it. So anyways, now you just do single crochets all the way across, and that's this round. It's that simple. Maybe it would have been logical to have single crochets very much in the beginning, and I'm doing it all the simple stuff in the end. That's your reward for making it this far. Anyways, what else is new? I'll say what else is new. I'm in week 37 today when I'm recording this, and I've just had my 3 amazing midwives here, meeting up and discussing everything for the home birth, which is, it's always so much fun. And I was saying to them, we are done now at 3, but I mean, having kids, having loads of kids is just reason enough just to see you guys, because it's so much fun and they're so lovely, and yeah, we had such a good time, and everything is planned, and yeah, we talked about everything, and 2 of them were here obviously when Jolene was born, and the 3rd one was supposed to be here, but she had just been to another birth. That's why there's been 3 of them, because you usually have 2, and then if one of them can't do it, they always have loads of backups. But I have my eye on these 3, and hopefully all 3 will come. That would be good. But anyways, it's just nice to have them here. They were shocked though, because obviously we've done a renovation, so they were like, the kitchen was not here when we were here last. I said, no, it wasn't. So they thought it would look very nice. What else is happening? Oh, yesterday it was, did I say that when I recorded yesterday, that it was mine and Tessa's anniversary? I think I did actually. And then that's not news for you. Then that's just me repeating myself and just giving the impression that my head's not really screwed on. So I just mentioned it. Yesterday was our anniversary. What else? 2 years. 2 years have really, really flown by. I must say, it's one of those things, isn't it? Youth is wasted on the young and all of that, which is true. But also just the fact that time does really start to fly. I do have a theory about that, which I've had actually since I was a kid. Should I let you in on my theory of why time is quicker when you're older? I'll let you know. Okay, so we already divide our lives up in years. We have birthdays, so you get a year old all the time. So when you turn 1, that 1 year is 100% of your life. Yeah? When you turn 2, that year that has just passed was 50% of your life, and so on. So obviously, when you get older, that year in total of what your whole life has been is very small percentage. So it's no wonder that that year probably flies by. Isn't that logical? That was my theory. I remember being quite young actually when I came up with that and thinking, that makes sense. They say that time goes by quicker when you're older. Also, there's so many things to do all the time, especially when you have kids. And you don't only have yourself to look after. And that obviously means that you're constantly focused on things rather than not being. Anyways. What else? My husband's almost done with the bookshelf now in our TV room. He's doing very well. He's been very quick, I must say. He started it when Tess was here last week, and now it's almost done. I think he said it'll be done on Thursday morning, and it's Tuesday today. On Thursday morning he'll be able to put all of the hinges up and the doors for the cupboards and everything. It's got cupboards at the bottom of it, and then on top is a bookshelf. Very lovely teal colour. It looks really, really nice. And he was very sweet yesterday. He gave me one of the cupboards for her own, not to keep her stuff in necessarily, but for her own painting work to be done. So she was helping him paint yesterday, and then he said that she can paint it in any colour and she can do anything she wants in there, and because we're going to have a cover on anyways, but it just means that we'll always know that we made this, which is nice. It's a little sweet detail like that. Okay, so we're almost at the end, and now when you're doing fastening the right side of your cocoon, you want to be going into the 11th stitch from your corner. Okay, so we're counting backwards because that just made things a lot easier, instead of you counting all the way from the other corner, unless you want to do that, and in that case I think it's stitch 160. So go right ahead. Let's see. Let's count. So we're doing the 11th. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 3 more stitches to go. So let's see, that's 1, that's, oops, that's 2, and that's 3. So now we're doing exactly what we did on the other side, but just with a top picot, which is the one closest here. So it's the same thing here. We did a half double crochet and then a double crochet. So go into that first, just go around that post, and then go into the next stitch, pull yarn through the stitch and through the post, and complete that single crochet. When you've done that, finish off the last 10 stitches like that. Going with you to the end. I know you don't really need me to hold your hand, and you are allowed to fast forward. Just don't tell me, because I might get sad. Just kidding. Like that, okay? Cutting my yarn. See, not a lot left in that one. Did well. Oh, come on. Sometimes that really doesn't want to cut the yarn for me. So, as you can see, it's now fastened the cocoon. So it's like that. Let me pull it down a bit. So there you have that cocoon, and it's now opened up a little bit compared to the way that it was before. Now fasten your end, and then we're going into round 53. We're using F, which for me is eucalyptus, which is my green colour. Again, we're doing a very simple round. It's a lot of single crochets, and then some single crochets 2 together. And the only thing I'm actually going to be showing you probably is placing your stitch markers to make it a little bit easier to just kind of go with the flow when you're crocheting. But other than that, I'll see you back in a little bit. Bye. Hello and welcome back for round 53. Now when you're doing round 53, it's not really complicated either. We're doing it with colour F, in my case, eucalyptus. I really love this colour. The only thing I've done to actually make this round a little bit easier, so it's just a tip that you can do. If you have a look at the pattern, the corner is just like the previous one. It's a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. After that it says single crochet in 32 stitches. And after that it's a single crochet 2 together, and then it's 32 stitches again, single crochet 2 together, 34 stitches, single, yeah, you get the point. So what I've done is, before starting it, I've counted 32 stitches, and then I've put a stitch marker where I'm supposed to do the 2 together, and then I've counted 32 and a stitch marker where it's 2 together. I counted 34, 2 together, and then 32, 2 together, and then double check that I had 32 left. So it means that you can just start your work, crochet all the way, and then you do your single crochet 2 together. I'll go with you in the beginning. You know how to do all of these things, but you know, it might be nice. So your corner, single crochet, chain 2, and then a single crochet. And after that, we're off and just doing all of these single crochets. There's a lot of them here, but it looks so nice because of all of these colors just go together in perfect harmony, is what I want to say. Other than that, I think we have one more round for this part 7. part 8. It's going quite quick now, and mostly because these ones you can actually start, you know, finding a good series to watch on Netflix because now you're just doing, if you prepare, for instance, and do with your stitch markers like I just did, then you can just go around and you don't really have to think, do you? Because you know that you're just doing single crochets. So just jumping over that like the one that we had done there to fasten that cocoon. So I would dare to say this is the home stretch because now it is border time. It feels strange that actually border is going to be for that many parts, but actually if I could have made them obviously 15 rounds per part, but that's a bit too much to swallow, I think. It doesn't float my boat. Okay, so we get to the stitch marker. I did it like this because I'm going into both of them. Obviously you can just mark one if you want, but I thought it was easier to count those two are marked and then just keep counting from one. Little silly things you do. So single crochet 2 together, you know how to do that. 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 3, and then you just keep on going to the next stitch marker. So I don't really think you need me, do you? I wish you could answer. What was I going to say? I was actually, the one thing I was thinking about, hang on, let me get to that. See, there was something I thought about the other day. I should say this during the tutorial. Yes, that like we would love to hear, you know, have comments in underneath the videos and stuff. So you do feel free to comment and let us know what you think, or if you're having fun and things like that, because you know that's just exciting for us to see. So more than welcome to comment below on anything. Other than that, I can do some advertising here. Have you heard our podcast, the SistersInStitch podcast? You can find it on iTunes, Acast, SoundCloud. Me and Tess talk about everything from heaven to earth, and crochet and motherhood, and having a business together, and you know, parallel parking, and funny words that Tess says, like cotton flowers, which is her word for cauliflower, cantaloupe instead of cantaloupe, and you get my drift. So that's one thing that you can check out that we do, that we have so much fun when we're doing. What else? I think at the moment when I'm saying this, there's like 17 episodes, but when you see this, there should be like 18 or maybe even 19 episodes out of the podcast. So loads of things to crochet along to. What else? We have our SistersInStitch Live, which you might have seen, which is also fun. We have that on Instagram over on our SistersInStitch account. And then obviously you should definitely follow Crochetedbytess. And you're more than welcome to follow me, Crocheting K. So you can see what we're up to and follow us in our stories and everything what we do. And what else? See, now I don't think you need me to go all the way. I'm just going to be babbling on about other things. So that might just be a little bit boring for you. So I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to continue this until I get so that I can actually show you the next round, which is round 54. Colour G, which I think is teak for me, isn't it? It's this one over here. Where is the rest of mine? Oh, so this is the end bit of mine, so I might actually start a new, open up a new one, you know, celebrate a little bit and do that instead of using that little bit of scrap. Or maybe I will. Well, it's not that much. Very hard thing to decide like that on the spot. But I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop and contemplate what colour nail polish I'm gonna have for part 8, because I'm not sure. It's not gonna be red, so I'll use something else. Be exciting. Let's see what I can come up with. All right then. Okay, I'm at this now. I've always done a whole row with you. I think you're fine. You know what to do. I'll see you back here for round 54. Hello. Welcome back for the last round of this part, which is round 54, and the color G, teak for me. And actually with this round, let's see if I can find my starting point somewhere. This is taking longer than I thought. Oh, there we go. Sometimes you just have to pull at a piece of string and then hope that it goes well. All right, so if we look at this again, this is a very straightforward round. We are again decreasing, and we're going to start in the corner and do like we have in the last 2 rounds, single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. And after that you can see that there are repeats, and we're doing single crochet in 12 stitches and then doing a single crochet 2 together, and we're doing that 6 times. So what I've done, just like in the previous round, and this is all up to you if you want to do this or not, but to be able to just crochet and not actually have to think that much, and it also makes sure that you've got your stitch count right. I've counted 12 stitches and put a stitch marker right there where I'm doing the single crochet 2 together, and then again counted 12, stitch marker. As you can see, that's done 6 times, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and after that we've got a second repeat, but it starts with this single crochet 2 together and then 12 stitches. So therefore you have to, now what you can also do is just locate these middle ones and put stitch markers there and then count, or you can just do it like this. So second stitch marker right next to that one, 12 stitches, stitch marker, 12 stitches, stitch marker, and the stitch marker goes over 2 stitches because we're doing a single crochet 2 together, as you can see. Now I'm not sure I need to go with you. I can go with you in the beginning and just say it's nice to crochet together like I did in the previous round. Have you mastered my quick slip knot technique yet? Should I go through it one last time? Hold your yarn, your finger, make a little cross, grab your yarn and pull. Done. I do standing crochet, like you know all of this by now, but anyways, it might be nice anyways. Go into that chain, pull up yarn and just complete the stitch. That's my standing ones, and your corner made. And now it's just single crochet until you get to your stitch marker, so that should be 12. And it's quite nice, you get into the rhythm of doing these, and I think you just kind of go, and it's quite nice to just have a moment of some chillax, as I've said before as well. I'm trying to not do them too tight because obviously it's imitate crochet. But so a lot of Spanish people, not Spanish necessarily from Spain, but Spanish speaking people who have been contacting us, which has been so much fun. It's just I don't speak Spanish. I wish I did, because a lot of you guys, you write in Spanish and I have to go, I don't understand it. I had a lovely conversation with someone's son because the mother didn't really speak English, and she was very interested in the cow, and it was very sweet that her son was helping her out. So single crochet 2 together where the stitch marker was, and then just keep going. So no, we're having so much fun with this cow. We hope you guys are too. If you need anything, you find everything over on our homepage, SistersInStitch.com. Obviously you find things over at Yarn and Colours as well, including other colours of yarn. We only sell the kits with our specific colorways, but if you want to pick your own colorway but use the same yarn, go over there. They have 100 colors which is fantastic. So you really pick and choose and create any colorway that you want for your butterfly, which would be fun to see for us. Yes, other than that, thank you guys for joining this cow. We're having fun, and I'm gonna actually let you guys go because you know what to do. And when you get back, we're gonna start part 8, which is, I'm gonna say it, time flies, like you haven't heard me say that before. I'm gonna stop now because I can keep on talking while crocheting. Fasten that so I don't. As you can see, this is the complete part 7 that we've got here, with this border now starting to come. I love the fact of, I know single crochets might bore people, but I think it looks very pretty when you've got all these colours working together like this, because they've been working very differently with each other throughout the pattern, and now we're getting into this different phase. So thank you guys for joining us. We hope that you've had loads of fun. I'll see you back in a week for part 8, and till then, bye.